Listen here, Jim. I hope you inevitably find this channel online. I know you don't do the interweb, the internets. I get it. I was terrified of it as well. I got an iPhone in like, I don't know, 2006 or something, and it changed the way I feel about my interaction with technology. I still don't understand how to do it. I've limited my ability to like buy things and see commercials. Like, I am a non-player in the capitalist game, believe me. I don't own a lot of things. If I do own anything, it's maybe a couple instruments. But yeah, I'm not a buyer. I'm a fixer. So I usually get stuff and fix it up like yourself as well. But long story short, if you ever make it to the interweb and you see these, I continue to make videos for you, even though I know you will never, maybe never, probably never watch these. However, somebody will benefit for it. So if this makes sense, every person that pays me to give them lessons, I make this information available on this YouTube channel. So if you like Jim's lessons, Jim's taking saxophone, alto, E flat, clarinet, B flat, and we've got banjo. So long story short, we're probably gonna be doing something pretty cool here online, combining all these lessons, throw them online so you to watch them. So if you have questions, act like you're Jim, go through the process of learning. That being said, my name is Waco. I teach music here in Hilo, Hawaii. Today I'm trying to get Jim to do these little back and forth movements. One of the chords we've been working on is C major. When we play our first finger on the B string, our secondary finger on the D string, and our third finger on the D string, we get a C. And I know that you got those big old fingers, so long story short is, when we're doing this one, we want to play with our 1 finger, 2 finger, and 3 finger, but you have to be careful that the big old back fat on that finger playing doesn't mute the string right below it, or else it gives it a dead string. Now, in the case of the C major, it's perfect because you don't really care to have another note blaring open. If you move this up and play this, it gives you a weird chord, which is why we're learning how to play them in 2 fingerings. But if the back fat of your finger is muting a note, sometimes it works to your advantage, sometimes it's a deterrent. So, when we play this first note here, it's a C note, then we have 2 E notes, and then an open G. By moving our fingers to our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger, playing the same chord, same thing-a-ding-ding, we're then able to move this up to different places. You can either bar it or put a finger right over the top of the note that wasn't being covered, generally in the middle. And that's how we use the cage system on the banjo. When doing this, if you look at the first chords that we learned, G major, G sharp, chromatic, right? A, B flat or A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, E sharp, F sharp, and then G again. So just by learning to go chromatically and that barring the whole thing ding ding gives you a chord, we're avoiding the high G string here, like the plague, but after the 5th fret, go ahead and play it. It's going to be an octave from your lowest string, the D, because after the 5th fret, which is a G, you have G sharp. Well, that's that note. It's just an octave higher. Don't make me fall so lucky. There it is. So, what we learned was the C major can be played in 2 different fingerings. That is the onus for this week. It is on you. The other chord is actually very, very cool because if you accidentally oops-a-doodle this one and you put your finger here on the D string, G string, you get a E major. Remember, we're going to try and play this with a secondary fingering. And the whole idea is if you take off that finger, you get a minor, put it back, you get a major. Well, that is what we move up to get our G major in a different inversion. So now we know how to play a G, we know how to play a G, and we know how to play a G using the E shape. If we took the C shape and moved these 2 fingers, which is a great exercise, going back and forth, we can move that up to the 7th fret, and we get a G as well. So what we're seeing is if you learn a chord down here called a C major, and you can play it in 2 different fingers, you can play an E major, then I bet you, not only will you be able to play every chord on every fret quadrant, as long as it's an inversion, you know, 1, 3, 5, but you can see C major, C major. When you take these same chords, G, G sharp, A, B, C. And this chord becomes the same chord you started with down here. So the whole point of learning how to play through these chords as a major, just a bar, so you can play it somewhere on the neck. But the thing with music is we don't just have major, 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 major. Major, 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 major. Life's not like that. We need to have major, minor, minor, major, major, minor. And then our F sharp diminished is a resolution right to our G. So the whole point is to have a feeling it's falling right into it. And I am very much excited to show you these chords. You know, whoever's watching this video as the gym person, I'm excited to show you these chords too. So our C major, our G major, our C major, our G major. When we play up here and play our C major, and we go back a half step and move this, we get our G. It's very, very good to be able to go back and forth between all of your shapes. So the whole point is being able to play one shape here, one shape here, one shape here, one shape here. That's also a great practice. You combine that with a couple half steps, a couple slides, and a pull-off. Woo-wee! You're in action. There's two different ways we're going to do our right hand over here instead of just strumming as we are now. One's called claw hammer, where you pick different parts. The fretboard, learn different songs that are your favorite, learn how to tune from that note. It allows you to learn how to play majors and minors because you start seeing the difference between a major median or a minor median, major third or minor third. Really, it's just all around good stuff for the banjee. So for this lesson being like the 6th, 7th, 8th on this, what we're really looking for is to play the open G, see the G at the 3rd fret, we can see the G at the 7th, and then when we move it all the way, we can hear it here. The next real big step is seeing like where our diminished chords are, and then being able to play those, going right back into our G. It's lots of fun. Last thing I want to leave you on is if we do both back and forth, doing 8th notes to the high G and then the high D, doing pull-offs is by taking our finger and pulling back towards us kind of and down. Practice exercises, just try it on every fret. Try it with every finger. Is to play around with the chords you're learning, like G major, C major, and then lastly today's chord would be the D dominant 7. You can play it by putting a first finger down on the B string to get a C note, and then you put it down on the G string, G sharp A. By these two notes and the other open strings, you build up yourself a good old-fashioned D, F, A, and C. That's incorrect. D, F sharp A, and C. By doing that, it gives you a dominant feel, and it goes right back into your G. So, have fun playing with those 3 chords. Remember, you can go up and try your pull-offs. Mess around with your C at the 5th fret, mess around with your D at the 7th fret, and remember those same chords, C and D, can be played as dominants or open 6 chords, 9 chords, 6 chords. We're going to learn all of that. Have fun with your new book, and we'll see you soon. Aloha!